I think you might need to see my face still so you can rightly relate to it. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the curriculum. And if you look down the page, it depends on what folder you're using or what application you're using to open this. If you're using your phone, I bet you might not really enjoy what this is about. So I bet, or I suggest actually, that you use the computer. So right there, you've got nursery 1, nursery 2, nursery 3, nursery year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, down to year 6. For schools who would usually operate pre-nursery and all of those, you could switch. Most schools that have pre-nursery and still have nursery 1 and stuff, no matter what you do, you have this to cover the entire classes. Whether you operate in the nursery 1, 2, 3, or you operate in the pre-nursery, reception, transition, and whatever nature yours would be. So what you will do necessarily is to do some sort of analysis, need analysis basically, for the school that you're working with, so you can know what class needs what curriculum. Now, hopping right into it, what I will help you with in this instance, like I said, can I just try to probably zoom this for the purpose of essentials? Okay. Now look at this carefully, you'll see that it has week 1, and that's the same thing that you have for the entire folders. That's what you have for the entire folders. You have, let's say I go to year 1, you have week 1, week 2, this is first term by the way, and if you scroll down all the way, you would also have the year 1 second term, go down all the way, you have year 1 third term. Now normally, the scheme or the curriculum that we were using prior to now, we as in Fessors consults, right? What we used before was done on PDF. So we just designed it on Microsoft Word and took it straight to PDF, and we just functioned with it that way. And it was landscape. Initially we did the portrait and we moved on to landscape because of the essentials to ensure that you have space to contain the whole thing. But as time went by, we discovered that there are a whole lot of other things that would not allow it to sit rightly. Sorry if you hear the noise around here, it's a bit rainy around here, so you might not enjoy the audio, but please just try. If I'm able to, possibly I'll do this again. So, what you've got here is the Excel file. Why is it in Excel? So we could create space for other things. So if you want to fit this onto landscape on your regular device or on your regular app, talking about Microsoft Word, it wouldn't fit rightly. Okay, you still have issues entering files, entering documents, and all those things. So it's better we do it on Excel, and that's the reason it's found in Excel. So now I'm going to use just week 1 or thereabout, or possibly, let's see, maybe year 5. Okay, maybe that would work as a yardstick to make you understand what is the composition of the entire thing. So let's go to the first one. Right here you've got flip-in sound cards. Okay, now we'll usually understand that when you teach children, for instance in year 3, transcription, maybe sounds, you've done all the sounds possible, all the phonemes. And the next stage would be to start focusing on something more essential. But you do not want them to forget those sounds. Necessarily, you have to create flashcards and begin to flip those flashcards. That's the essence of flipping sounds flashcards exercise that you've got here. Digressing a bit from that, on this section here, you've got daily task and revision. It's more like your daily task and revision. So you have to do this daily. Most schools don't, and I do not know why, but for schools that I have handled, I would always recommend for them that they have on the section of their board something that they will call possibly new words, or on the display boards in the classroom. Okay, they should have certain things, all these sounds should be there, and they get to flip the cards every day. They have to, just like you're teaching children A to Z, and you have them say A, B, C, down to Z every other day until they're perfected. Talking about children in reception. Same thing applies to when you begin to teach children about sounds. You can teach sound for just 1 year for a particular class. For us, it's in fact on this curriculum, it's to be taught in year 3, I suppose, according to this, and not exactly certain. I believe year 2 or year 3, wherever that is, nevertheless. So what we will do, and of course it's dependent on the class that you're settling for also. So what you will do is, in the class, let's assume that this screen right here is a board in your classroom. What do? This is the board where I'm writing with. And on this section here, I've got all these things rightly displayed there. Actually, the entire thing is my board in the class. Okay? But I will be writing on this part of the board. Well, this other part here, I'm going to rule it possibly into 2 sections. And certain things for the week. So I'm going to have words of the week, I'm going to have sentences of the week, I'm going to have vocabulary of the week and etiquette of the week displayed on that part from Monday down to Friday. And at the close of school on Friday, I'll definitely wipe those off and enter something else that they will be doing the next week. Now, question is, I'm speaking as though I'm a class teacher. So that helps us digress a little. You cannot do what you do except you are dealing with the class teachers. I'll usually tell people, as a matter of fact, let me show you something. In this stuff, who is a diction coach, one of the things that I entered here, for your good actually, is this thing here. I'm scrolling faster, right here. I call it, this is the section where we'll begin to talk about the contracts. That's the business of diction itself. There is something I call the 3 C's when it comes to you contracting. And the 3 C's of business talks about the contract itself, the campaign to be sure that everything goes right, and the company itself. Part of the things that you need to pay attention to when it comes to the contract, the work that you do with the children, and in fact the campaign, which I could explain in detail, but not for this course like I mentioned to you. The pupils. If you're dealing directly just with the pupils, you will be having issues because you cannot just deal with the pupils. Why? You don't spend so much time with them. You see all these other persons that spend huge time with them, more than you do. Possibly you spend just 45 minutes or 30 minutes that the school paid for you to have a session with the children every week. So you can't deal with the pupils alone. Your impact would not be felt. So what then? You endeavor to go through these other persons. Work with the pairs. Work with the parents. Work with the parentis. Parentis is Latin word for whoever stands and plays as a teacher or as a parent when the parent is not around. It means it's fully called in loco parentis. It means the person who stands and plays as a parent when the parent is not around. So that suffices to mean you, that suffices to mean the teachers in school. So that's parentis. Propriety, you already know what that is, the partners, the public. So you've got to have a way to work with these people. If you don't, you're going to have issues. So that's that. Now, the essence of me digressing to show you this is right here. If you're dealing with stuff in the classroom, if you expect that you want the teacher to do, or you would come on Monday and write something on the teacher's board, the board is not your own, and you want to write stuff there, the teacher is not going to help you do that. First, you're invading his board or her board. Second, you could start to analyze. So what do? Partner with them, essentially. Partner with all these people, particularly the parentis, amongst which you are. Why? So that they are interested enough to help you create space in the classroom and monitor to see that the children actually flip the cards every day. Now, when we say flipping cards, does not exactly just mean cards alone. It could just mean the boards. So they get to recite those things every other day. They get to point and say each of those symbols every other day so that they will not forget it. Because if they do, it's a huge reversal to it. And they will do anyway, as long as they don't practice it every day. I mean, it's not ABC. They don't write with it. They can't just do it once weekly and you expect it to stick to their minds just magically like that. So it doesn't work. That said, you might also not have, I'm actually sharing quite a number of tips based on how to use the curriculum, okay? You might not actually display it on the board. For us in the Fessors, we've moved to another level where the moment we come to your school and we start a contract with your school, please, you'd have to bear with me, it's a bit rainy around here. If I'm able to do a re-recording of this session, I will do so and repost it. But then I believe you can hear the sound of my voice, just try to cope with it. So here's what happens. What we do now is, as long as we pick the contract with your school, we're going to have a section of your classroom where we will plant our own board. Now, the board might not be as broad as what you usually have in schools. Ours would just be about 1/4 of those, okay? Just 1/4 of the essential board that you have in the classroom. And we have a section where we hang it in the class. Why? So that we would not be invading anything that's yours necessarily. So the job that you do for us basically is just to help us to be sure the children pronounce those every other day. And of course, if you don't, I'm going to ask the children, and the children will still tell me. And if they tell me that you don't, I'm going to report you to the school owners. You're working against our work, you're working against the school, and that cannot stand. Professionalism. Anyway, going forward, that's the part where this comes in. Now, the other part where this comes in, you've got to paste those also. Words of the week. Now, most diction coaches go topical. They don't deal with all these other things. And for those who deal with them, they put it amongst the topic. You need to realize that it's not part of the topic that you're teaching. Pronouncing words with children is not part of the topic that you're teaching for that day alone. Maybe you could call it everything you teach is a topic. But the idea is this. What you're doing essentially is phonetics fact for that day. That's what you're doing. Okay? But every other day that you come to the class with the children, you've got to do VWare. VWare means verbally wrong and right expressions. My coining. You could coin it whatever you want. We have a show on TV that goes by that. Anyway. So, you might want to change it. So you could have your own brand and stuff. Now, this is the case. You have VWare words of the week. 10 words for a particular class. This is year 5. They might as well do 10 words. They learn to pronounce that word every other day. You enter the words every other week. And that, over the week or over the term, forms a basis for their examination alongside every other things that will be topical, basically. So first of all, it makes your examination quite rich. And you know, when your exams are rich, the schools get to love that. The parents get to love that. And because they're rich, the children tend to be used to or accustomed to having rich exams, and they will prepare for it. Thereby, they will know what you're teaching them. So you've got weeks, 10 words every week. Then sentences, maybe just 1 or 2 or 3. I just put 1 here. Now, sentences would mean verbally wrong and right sentences that you know. Do not say that, say this, something of that kind. The next is the vocabulary of the week. Now, new words are essential also. Some of those new words could be things that you usually would say in a different way, but that's not exactly what they're called. You could correct that and let it be the thing for the week and let them reiterate it till the week runs out. Etiquette of the week, where we diction coaches are always expected to help children with etiquette. And as a matter of fact, it's part of the things we do. If you read through this, you'd understand a bit more why it's part of the things that we should and we must and we actually do. Because politeness, out of the abundance of hearts, they say the mouth speaks, right? So you cannot be dealing with the words being spoken without exactly applying to the mind and the etiquette that surrounds what you're presenting. And language also, communication is not just about how you basically say words, but how you say what you say, with what attitude you say what you say. So politeness is a major part of the whole thing, and that's what etiquette is about. So that's that for that. With all these rightly placed on the board, you can take just a few moments to do this. Revision with them every other day when you come to class with them. Maybe once in a week, right? But they'll do it on their own every other time. But the topic for the day majorly is this one right here, on the first section here. And that's the same thing that applies on the other sections for the entire other weeks. So this is the topic for this particular day. This is a topic for this particular day. This is, or the week as it were. These are the weeks, by the way. Okay. So right there, this is the topic, and it goes on and on and on that way. Okay, so let's have some other sections. I'm going to show you planning this thing rightly out is such that you've got the topic, phonetics facts for this particular topic, and the class task, the task that you want to do. Now, this might not be all that bulky, but you could as well type in stuff into the section as you wish. And if you don't know how to use Excel, you might want to do a basic class in that. I could help you with a link to that maybe later. I said I could. I'm not promising. You might have to follow me up for that. Okay, so that's that for that. Or you go on YouTube. It's quite simple. Just type in learn Excel as a beginner or Excel as a beginner, and you'll be taught quite a number of things. So you can get that skill because it's very essential for your business also. So we're settled with that part, and that's this one here. So I could type in any topic. You see, let's go this way. You see quite a number of other things entered in those regard. So you type in the topic and you type in the breakdown of the topic. So what are the things that we're going to do in this particular revision of phonetics facts? We're going to do classification of sounds with word examples. So we're going to do that in the first week. Of course, first week is the right thing for that. Now, you need to realize that this particular scheme, everything is planned right, very well planned for you. There's topics everywhere, all through the terms, all through the session. Okay, so you don't have a problem with this particular topic. What you will be creating yourself is to enter this. So the 10 words that I need for this particular week, I'm going to the front here. I'll enter them into here. Maybe the bulls. The bulls is what I want to enter here, and some other ones, F2, comma, and I'll type in some other words, comma, type in some other words. All the 10 words that I need for that day, I'll type them in, okay, something like that. Okay, so I'm just, so you understand what that is. So you could type in your own, okay? You could type in your own. You go to the next one, sentence of the week, type it in right here. Vocabulary of the week, type it in. Etiquette of the week, type it in. So you do that. Then the home task, it has to be planned from the beginning of the session. Now this rain is really disturbing the audio. I just hope that you can enjoy this. So the next part right there is the home task. You also get to fill in the home task for them. For me, I'd always like to ask the children to create flashcards of the sound so they can necessarily go to their old notes and copy out the sound, make cards. You know what flashcards are? Those cards that look like your joker, your cards that you play. Okay? And then you can flip all those. So you say the sound, you flip, you say the sound, you flip, like that. Also, you might want to manufacture those. We have those for sale. You could order for them. Flashcards that have, are the flashcards right there? Okay. I wanted to show them to you so you can see what they look like. So that's that for that, and then we could go to the other part. Teacher's task. You might want to enter the teacher's task so that if you're giving this curriculum to the teacher who's going to a school, the teacher knows exactly what to go to the school to teach their children. That's the essence of this. So you might want to say teacher's task could be show video, maybe that's the task for the day, maybe any other thing. Just write the entire thing there. Okay? So you finish with that and you could go to the next week. And the same thing is replicated. That said, it should mean that I have finished explaining. I finished explaining all that each week has to do with. And on that note, we're done with the general scheme for the early years and for the primary. Now the scheme, the second file in the document. Remember, let's take it backwards a little. We started from here, which is the entire file that you will get. The first file there is books. That's inside the folder that you got as DFP kit. We already went through the others and the phonology. Then we also talked about the diction materials, which are explained a bit of things to you about who is a diction coach. We go to the next one, which is the document, and I explain what editables is about. That's the folder. I explain also, which we just finished, what the scheme is. Let's go to the number 2. So we still have all these files to go through. Bear with me. We'll kind of rush through the entire thing in due time. So that's that for that. The next one right there, permit me to open that, is for the secondary. Now the secondary is quite bulky. You'd need to go through that yourself. It's not in Excel file, the way this is an Excel file, the way the initial one was an Excel file. So for this one, nevertheless, it's quite rich. So you will need to go through. It's quite self-explanatory. Okay, if you want to replicate it in the way you want, you could do that. But then right here, you could do it the way you want and print it as such. And it goes on like that. So this is quite simple. That's what that is. Like I mentioned, the first is the major thing. I'll just accelerate. Quite a